Hey, doll.
Hey, Rosebud.
How are you?
I'm doing good. So what happens when a marriage podcast season ends, but the marriage keeps on going?
Well, this is the end of season 1 of Do We Have to, a marriage podcast. But trust us, our marriage isn't ending, but we do have some thoughts.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Today we're going out big, guys. For our season finale, we're going to be diving back into 90s nostalgia as we do every week. We're going to be pulling a card live on air, even though it's recorded, but we're going to be doing it live while we're recording it, and with our Let's Get Deep game by ByRelatable.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about our, reflections of season 1, our favorite moments, and everything that comes along with doing a full season of a podcast.
Mm-hmm. So stick around. Sorry. Super sorry.
Yeah, so this is Do We Have to, a marriage
out.
podcast. Emily is, not only are we done with season 1, but Emily is clearly checked out. So Do We Have to, crew, this is another rendition of Do We Have to, marriage podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Emily.
Reading hooks are hard sometimes, babe. It's all right.
I mean, I lost it. I lost where I was.
Yeah, you froze.
I did.
It's the most low pressure thing ever. And Emily is just over there in a heated sweat.
It's season 1. We're still allowed to make mistakes.
Oh gosh. Yep. And that's the thing, guys, right? If you've been with us all season, you know that we like to talk about tough conversations in regards to marriage, disagree or debate them. And also, a lot of times laugh at them.
Yeah. But as always, this is a not actual Family Studios production.
And of course, none of this happens without our fearless leader, our executive producer, Colin Schmedium Maskell, who is yet to actually grace his presence on the show, I might add.
Maybe one day. Maybe season 2.
Maybe season 2. Yep. He's the man, the myth, the medium-sized legend, and we love him dearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So for today, again, we're going to be jumping first thing first. We're going to be getting nostalgic. As you all know, really, since maybe a little bit after we began this podcast, we really started doing a regular segment called the 90s Nostalgia segment, where we dive into whatever week that the podcast is going to be coming out. We like to go over that week and anything that was interesting that occurred, typically in the U.S., but also around the world, from a pop culture perspective, products, anything we grew up with. We like to discuss and speculate about wildly and relate it back to our time when we were kids, because we were babies of the 80s. We were children of the 90s. We grew up on Clear Pepsi. We grew up on dial-up internet amongst burning sea. You don't remember Clear Pepsi?
Vaguely, but I don't know that I ever drank it.
Emily didn't grow up on it, but we as children of the 90s grew up on it. Reasonably priced fast food menus. And with that, we're going to be focused on this week, the wonderful week of October 19th through the 25th. And there was actually some interesting things, especially one in relation to the music industry. So first things first, let's start with October 19th of 1990. Dances with Wolves premieres.
Never
starring
saw it,
Kevin Costner.
I do like Kevin Costner, but
did you know that was
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen Dances with Wolves? That won an Oscar.
I'm sure it did. A lot of what I don't watch has won awards.
And again, you want to relate this back to marriage. Emily and I could not be any more different when it comes to entertainment hobbies. Well, I mean, not even that, just entertainment hobbies. Emily is super huge into books.
Yeah. I'm
super huge into digital media, movies, TV shows, etc. Not that you're not, but Jesus, I don't feel like we could. I mean, we've been coming closer together as our marriage has gone on. But I think when we first started dating and our first years of marriage, we could not have been further apart.
Yeah, no.
And sometimes we still run into these very disappointing moments for me where there's a great classic film that Emily has not seen.
Yeah.
Much less has very much interest to see. But
no, that sounds horrible. What is Dances with Wolves like?
Let me tell you. So it's first off, this was his directorial. It's just let me just tell it. Okay. It was his directorial debut though, FYI.
Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's about an Army lieutenant for the Union Army. He gets saddled with an assignment where he's kind of on the outskirts of the U.S. territory at the time, and he befriends a wolf. Soon later, he starts interacting, communicating with the Lakota Sioux, I think is what the tribe was off the top of my head. Matter of fact, they use actual Lakota language in the movie, which is, I always thought was really, really cool. Anyway, he ends up becoming a part of that. He ends up falling in love with a woman who is adopted by the Lakota tribe. So she's also white, but he ends up leaving his whole life behind and becomes a member of this tribe. It's fucking dope. You would actually really like it. It's a love story, really. I mean, but it is, yeah.
How do you befriend a wolf?
He becomes buddies with a wolf. I don't know. I mean, we have 3 dogs, so you can't. It's really not in the realm of possibility.
I mean, wolves are not meant to be friends with. They're protectors.
You hang out with them. You feed them a few times. You throw them a stick. I mean, the dogs are predators too. Like if we died and we were just laying here.
They would totally trade us in for a McNugget.
They would eat. They would eat us.
Oh, ew, no.
Yes,
they wouldn't eat us.
Yeah, no, it's like a scientific
But they would be
fact.
like, excuse me, you can have this person for a McNugget any day of the week.
Not at all. They would literally eat us. Look it up.
I don't want to look that up.
Okay, fair enough. But what I'm saying is that our dogs, even though they're domesticated, it doesn't mean that you couldn't be friends with a wolf.
You're telling me that little Minnie over there, who doesn't even like her kennel, unless it is properly pillowed and fluffy, comfy, cozy, would eat me.
Yeah, I think if they were hungry enough, yes, I do.
I don't think so.
Their job
she may
is
be
to
a
survive.
bloodhound, but no, she's not going to do that.
Okay, well, maybe for another episode we can debate that wildly.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I highly recommend the movie, and we do own it, so at some point we will have to watch it. Maybe one day we do a watch along with it.
Okay, maybe.
October 19th, 1998, Believe by Cher is introduced. So this is her theme. And I think like that was her main track, like her release track for the album, and the album was released on the 22nd of that same year of October.
I do like that song.
That is a good song. That is a banger of a hit.
Yeah, it had auto-tune.
I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough. Oh, I probably haven't heard that song in 20 years, and I know the words. That's when you know you have a good hit. She killed it.
Is she Cher?
Again, another artist that kind of did everything, right? So like, and I know there's people that hate Jared Leto, but Jared Leto's, and she did this before Jared Leto, right? Music career, acting career, regular acting career, and Oscar.
I don't know that I've ever seen a movie she's been in.
You haven't seen,
to be honest with you,
it's not Little Mermaids. What is that one called? With the girls. You've seen Moonstruck.
No.
Where she won the best. You haven't seen Moonstruck with her and Nick Cage.
Oh, no. I don't like Nick Cage.
He's an Academy Award winning actor.
Sorry.
Just because he's doing everything and anything now. And
just like I don't like Angelina Jolie, but she's a winner too. I really just don't like certain actors.
Well, he's really good. I think personally, he's really, really good in the movie. I think you'd like it. It's an independent film. And again, rom-com. Or yeah, I would say romantic comedy overall. It's very, very good. I used to sing this, or my grandparents used to sing a song from the movie all the time. It was just in the movie. It was, when the moon hits the sky like a great pizza pie, that's Moray.
No.
Highly recommend. But yeah, no, it's a great song. And still to this day, I hear it every once in a while.
I haven't heard it in forever.
It's timeless.
It really is.
You go into a gay bar, I mean, that thing's played on a regular basis. You go to like a Missy B's, grab a burger.
When have you been?
Like 20 years ago. That's what I just said. I haven't listened to the song in 20 years ago, but I'm pretty sure it was like played 4 times when the last time I had lunch at a gay bar.
Okay.
What, I can't go to a gay bar because I'm heterosexual?
No, go.
They make some of the best food and some of the most positive atmosphere I've ever been in. Matter of fact, I'd recommend everybody go out to lunch at a gay bar today and get yourself some positivity.
Missy B's, I think the last time I went was for a bachelorette party.
In Kansas City?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. There's never been a time I've been to a gay bar where I didn't come out being happier than I was when I went in.
Well, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, completely agree.
They're fun people.
Shout out to Cher.
Yeah.
Congrats on the hit. Keep it up. Let's bring another one out. She's still rocking. She's in her 70s. She could bring out another song.
Doesn't she have like a super young boyfriend right now that's like,
I don't know,
maybe just 20?
No. Really? Like 50 years older than?
I think so.
Well, guys do it all the time. Why can't a successful woman do it?
Or maybe that's Madonna.
Oh, that sounds very Madonna-ish.
Anyway.
But if it is Cher, who cares?
Yeah, well. Anyways.
He's 20. Grass on the field, play ball. I don't know why I said that. I know, but I mean, don't you think though? I mean, I do think that that's kind of a reverse weird thing. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. Yes. I am attracted to older men, obviously.
But I mean, he's 20, so like the legal age is 18. So as long as you're within that, even though I think it's odd. I mean, I don't know commonality wise what you would have, and then just a few years prior they were underaged in high school.
When you're old enough to be their grandparent, though, I think that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. But at the same time, men do it all the time. It's not like they, get in trouble for it or anything. So if a woman wants to do it, I mean, I just don't think we should make a big deal about it. It should have the same response that it's looked at with men, which is, oh, not for me. But I guess technically it's legal. What's
that one coach that you just said basically has ruined his career because of
Bill Belichick?
Yeah. I mean, that's gross too, in my opinion.
But it's not just his. Okay, so if we want to talk about Bill Belichick for a second, it's not just him dating a younger girl. That's not great, and the optics of that are not great. However, it's the fact that he went over to the University of North Carolina and just really has seemed to have checked out as far as from a coaching perspective and has ruined his legacy in certain ways, in my opinion. He went off when they were, bye week in the college ranks is completely different from a bye week in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You're still game planning. You're still recruiting. There's all these things you're doing. Yeah. And he went off on a vacation. For my understanding too, the girlfriend wants to be like a part of admin meetings or team meetings and all this other stuff. And it's just turned into a nightmare. I don't foresee him being there very long. I think they're going to try to get out of it in an amicable way where he's saying, hey, this isn't for me. And UNC agrees. And we're going to just do the $1 million buyout. But I tell you what, they keep getting thumped the way they are. And if it keeps being a media nightmare, I think they're going to fire him.
Wow.
But yeah, you can be higher, like you're considered to be the greatest coach of all time. And now you are where you are. And part of that is because you started trying to date a child. Well, when I say child comparatively what you are through life, what I mean? Because she's like 24. But I mean, I would consider myself still a kid. Like maturity wise, absolutely. I was pretty close. I mean, you're an adult by legal rights, but like if I was thinking about where it was in life at 24, I was just getting to the point where I could probably start taking care of myself. So I don't know if I would. I guess that's an adult. Okay, so you just started dating an adult, but clearly there's obviously some relationship issues there where it's created bad optics with the job that you're doing. That's not good, right? Yeah. Wow, you snuck Bill Belichick in there. I'm shocked by that.
Sorry, I mean, that's just like where I kind of have a problem with, like, when you're old enough to be like their grandparent.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for you wouldn't date a 20-year-old when you're 70. Yeah.
God, no. That doesn't even sound fun. That doesn't sound fun
exhausting
now.
Is what it sounds like, because you're kind of running things down, and you've got an energetic young male or female that you're.
Sounds horrible. Sounds horrible now. Like, I think we're.
Oh, if you were dating it, like, but yeah, good. That would be. But it would be much more acceptable from a societal standpoint. But it is what it is. I mean, what are you going to do? I don't know.
Well, nothing. That's their life, not mine. I'm good.
Do We Have To crew. Go to dowehavto.com, or of course, you're watching us at youtube.com/Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. Let us know what you think about it. What is the biggest age gap that there should be for somebody to be able to be in a romantic relationship with somebody? I wouldn't say more than 10 years.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But then, like, somebody's 60 and somebody's 45. Does that really matter? Yeah, see, that's this debate. But I think when you're definitely in your
7 years.
Okay, because I definitely think that when you're 70s, like, and then you're dating somebody who's college age, like, that's problematic, right? But that's just an opinion. Like, the legality of it is it's legal, so that it doesn't matter what her opinion is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Good little sidebar there. I appreciated that, babe. So this is a fun one. So this is a huge moment in technology. So this occurred during the month of October 1998. This lawsuit was ongoing and the decision was made. RIAA lawsuit. They sued Diamond Multimedia because they had a product called the Rio PMP 300, which was an MP3 player, one of the first ones.
Okay.
And their big thing was like, hey, you're just recording music that we sell, and we're not getting royalties or anything of that nature for it when these things are downloading or putting the music on the device for people to listen to. Court ruled that no, because it's not actually it's not a recording device. It's a device that you download the music from a hard drive, and the assumption is that the user, because it's on a computer hard drive, they purchase the music. Now, that's not going to say that there isn't going to be an issue with stealing music like from LimeWire or Napster, where that comes through, where those originally you could get music off and you could throw it on your MP3 player. Mm-hmm. And nobody's getting money for that, right? That's a problem. So all of a sudden what happens is there's a court ruling for Napster and LimeWire and all those, and all of a sudden then you have to pay per song, pay per album, and then you can still use the devices, because if you bought the music, then you can put it on there. And that's what led to the generation of going from the Walkman, the CD disc, Walkman, and being able to then put it on small devices, ultimately leading to your phones. Mm-hmm. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So they were trying to put a stop to that. Like, fuck no, we want to sell our CDs.
I love it.
And how do they? And they should have known. They should have looked in the future. Like, let's work with this, and we'll still be selling hipster 40-somethings albums. On that are on.
Which did you use more, Napster or LimeWire?
Napster.
See, I
huge
used LimeWire.
Napster guy. Okay, well, I mean, that was the first thing that came up. But I think it's awesome, too, full circle, that the movie Social Network. I didn't know when, they started Facebook that eventually they hooked up with the guy who created Napster, who sounds like he's a fucking nightmare as a human being. But I think that's fucking dope. And his name was Sean. That's even better.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
The guy's name's Sean. I can't remember his last name, but the dude's name is Sean that started Napster.
I wonder what he does now.
Yeah. But we have, like, for our ability to get digital music, all that started with this attempt, although they already made the MP3 player at the time, but there was an attempt to stop it. And this court ruling allowed for that to open up, which then led to, obviously, the whole industry changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you guys for diving in deep with us. Give us a shout. DoWeHaveTo.com. Again, we have socials. We'll give those out at our social media accounts at the end of the show. Let us know what you think. Tell us about your moments related to the things that we talked about today. When was the last time you bumped to Believe by Cher? And when was your first MP3 player? Then, well, hey, LimeWire versus Napster. Which one did you guys have, and which one did you prefer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was your first MP3 player?
It was just a generic one that I got for Christmas or whatever. I don't even remember the name of it, because the market got flooded with it initially, and then you had your big time creators, which eventually ended up being Apple, right, with the iPod, and then you had even Microsoft trying to get in with the Zune or whatever it is, and then that went out of business, of course. But then the major providers got involved, and then of course a lot of the ancillary.
Do you remember your first iPod?
I do.
Which one was it?
It was, actually the first one I got, Connor got one that had video on it. Like that you could play music videos for the first time. It was like the fat one. I got maybe a Nano, or it was the one that you could clip on. The Shuffle.
That's
that was
the
the first
one
I got.
The clip-on one.
Clip on, which I really like that. I mean, that was
mine was
for
hot
working
pink.
out. Yeah, that's dope as hell.
It.
Yep.
Yeah. I am 90% sure it's probably still in a box in my parents' house somewhere.
If you still have that, I want to do. But the thing is how do we get music on it? Well, I guess we can still hook it. You hook in the little. It was like almost like the old school headphones hook in. It was like the long,
the thing
one.
like what my headphones have now.
We still have that into the Mac desktop. We could still do it.
Well, I mean, I use old-fashioned
that.
headphones on my phone sometimes, so I still have one of those little adapter things.
Oh, I love that. Okay, all right, we'll have to break that out. But yeah. So again, guys, DoWeHaveTo.com, YouTube.com / Do We Have To, a Marriage Podcast. Let us know, and thank you for joining us in 90s nostalgia. Now, as we typically get deep in the 90s, Emily and I also like to get deep with each other, and on a weekly basis, with the Do We Have To crew, we like to ask questions more than likely we have not asked each other before. And we do that by using a game called Let's Get Deep by ByRelatable.
Yeah.
I hate that name so much.
I know. I do too. It's so... Look.
Tell the wonderful Do We Have To crew or a new audience about the game. How does it work, Em?
So it's a question game. There's 3 categories. There's icebreaker, deeper questions. They've got different versions. So you've got the couples version, which is what we do. And then there's like friends. There's one for sexy time that we will not partake in.
I don't know. We don't have to do it on the show, but I don't know why we say no forever to that.
Because
we could spice things up.
No, we're good.
No?
But you pull a card, you ask a question, you get your answer, you go through each category.
Very
I don't know.
Well, and
it's pretty much just a question game.
This game was featured on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I highly recommend that show on Hulu. I don't know what Hulu is, but Hulu, shout out Hulu, fantastic show. They use the Friends version. So all the girls that are a part of Mom Talk, they were using that to ask each other questions and get to know each other better, utilizing the Friend version. You can access and get the game pretty much all major retailers, but Target, Amazon are the 2 big ones that have all the versions. So with that being said, we're on a icebreaker today. So Emily and I are going to be doing an icebreaker.
Yeah.
What do you got, baby?
What's your favorite way to eat a potato?
Oh shit! Interesting. Do you want to go first? Or want me to go first?
I think I want to say a baked potato.
Baked?
No.
Anything specific you would do with the baked potato, though?
I take that back. I think a French fry.
French fry. Any specific way you would do the French fry, though? Is there a specific French fry? Crispy, and then what about the cut?
Waffle.
Respect that. Okay. So crispy waffle cut.
Yeah.
So essentially Chick-fil-A fries.
But like...
Crispier?
Yeah.
Okay. So Chick-fil-A would learn from your mistakes. We need to probably cook that up about 5 minutes more, and then they're perfect for Emily. You know what I would do? I would do twice baked potato, which I know for you, you're going to be like, what? But
no, I like those. They're good.
No, it's not that. It's just, when do I ever eat them?
Never.
But remember I made a twice baked potato, mashed potato the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It's so full.
Yeah, it's a heavy starchy vegetable with a bunch of cheese and butter and all other kinds of stuff.
I enjoy a good baked potato, but I can't make a good baked potato here at home.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at it.
Oh, that's not true. You've done a pretty good job.
I just don't feel like they're good flavor.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to do a lot with it. I feel like, a little sea salt, some olive oil, let it in, and then you put your stuff in the potato after you open it up. Got to definitely have a little bit of pepper in there, right? Yeah. And then you wait sour cream, cheese, bacon. Do we have to, crew? Tell us how you guys do your baked potato. What is your favorite potato? What is your favorite? How do you like to do it? What is the best way to make a potato? And hey, whatever community you're from. Emily and I obviously live in Kansas City, Missouri. It's not a big potato. I mean, we're a big barbecue city. So potatoes are a secondary thought. It's not like you do something special with potatoes, but I know there's cities and states out there that are more potato focused. So let us know. Do we have to crew all across the U.S. as well as around the world. So shoot us a line, dowehavto.com or youtube.com/@dowehavetoamarriage podcast. But twice baked potato. There's something about cooking it, mixing it up, doing it, getting all the ingredients in, and then rebaking it so everything is just baked in. I love it.
Yeah. Heavy.
Yeah, definitely heavy. And to the Do We Have To crew, again, as you can see, whether it is the most simplest of questions or the most deep of questions that require you
to think.
It does make you think and allows you to get to know your partner in ways that they didn't know before. Did you know I was a twice baked potato guy before we started having this conversation?
No, because I think in our entire marriage, we probably ate twice baked potatoes maybe 2 or 3 times.
Exactly. So it's a good way to get to know her. And this is something you can do with somebody you're on a first date with, or somebody you've been married to for 13 years or even 80. You just never know. You'll keep learning. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. So, we've gotten deep with each other. We clearly got deep with season 1 this year.
We did.
This is the end of season 1, so it's bittersweet.
But I'm proud of ourselves.
I'm proud of us too. Today will be the 42nd episode, right? Which will be released on the 24th of October. It's the evening of the 22nd of October. So, with that being said, right down there. So, I mean, it's almost been exactly a year from the time we put our first episode out, and we almost made it. We almost did an episode every week of the damn year. It was pretty close. We had some hiccups here and there. Couldn't get the video working to start out. That's interesting. So if you do go back to our archives, and again, dowehavto.com, we're on every major podcast app that's out there and available, as well as we can see our video at youtube.com/@dowehavtoamarriage podcast. First couple episodes, you're just getting an audio feed, and it's because we could not work the fucking cameras. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was a nightmare.
And then we figured out how to do it from our phone.
I don't want to say it was Colin that fucked us on that, but he did make a big deal about doing the cameras. And then he did, in Colin, who I love more than anything in the whole wide world. He's the best ideas. He's one of the smartest human beings I've ever been around. He's fantastic. Sometimes what he does is he'll talk something up, and then he'll and you guys may have family like this, talk something up real big. And then as you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. And he's like, well, or you could just do this other thing and kind of leave it up to where no matter who made the decision, it's really your fault if it doesn't work out. And that's exactly what he did. He was like, these cameras are awesome. They're a little expensive, but they're with the price versus the quality. You're getting a really good camera. We can use that, and then we can get we can have a third one, do a long shot, blah 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 blah. And I was like, I'm sold. And then he was like, just a day or two later, or you could just use your phones, and it'd be pretty easy. You won't have to spend blah 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 blah. And so of course we jumped into the camera. Camera wouldn't ever stay on, constantly turned off. It was a fucking nightmare. But we got it fixed, and now we're on film, and we were using the phone, which is what we should have done from the first place. Again, not saying it's Colin's fault, but still, nonetheless.
He's going to be so angry.
He's not going to be angry. He loves us, and he totally doesn't regret doing the show at all. But hey, let's just start out first things first. Again, people listen to podcasts for all different reasons. A lot of times they see a topic they want to listen to, and then they tune in, right? So completely understand that we have people that have listened to the show all over the place or just once, but we did have a journey where we started. So now looking back on it and looking back on your initial reasons for starting the podcast, what were those? And then, initially, or now looking back on it, has any of that kind of perspective changed or your mindset changed about it?
Yes, I think so. I think, I wasn't prepared for all the stuff that we were willing to share.
Sure.
That makes sense.
You have always try to be as guarded as possible, which is kind of hard when you want to do a marriage podcast where you want people to know about you so they can kind of maybe hopefully not improve their marriages if we're telling them what to do, but learn from things that we've run into and maybe be able to course correct themselves.
Yeah. I think I'm ready to share a little bit more.
Nice.
Just because of some of the experiences we've been through. Like
some of our bedroom moves?
No. No. Some things as a married couple with children. Some of the things that we've gone through as parents.
Oh, yeah. If you think we've needed work on marriage, just wait until we get more in talking about being parents.
I think, there's some things that you don't talk about a lot. And at the end of the day, when you finally do break down and have that conversation, those hard conversations, you realize you're really not alone. And a lot of what other parents are going through, you're going through. And you would never guess. And you feel like that shame and stuff. And, you can see the shame that they carry. And then at the end of the day, you're both like, well, why didn't we talk to each other first? We could have saved ourselves so much heartbreak, so much stress and anxiety. And even just, not just with parenting, but just spouse stuff. I truly do believe that a marriage should stay between a husband and a wife. But there are ways to talk about it and express it and learn from other people without completely inviting them into your bedroom door. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, I think
there's a way to keep your guard up without shutting it out.
Yeah, I to your point, I completely agree. I think where you have to have a boundary or a wall up from allowing other people to infiltrate your marriage is when the decision-making process starts. So having conversations, gathering information so you can make the most informed decision. I think that's something that we should all be able to talk about. I think we live in a society, unfortunately, that if you have a problem or if you've not done something right, especially the cancer culture we live in, you make a mistake, like you're just a piece of shit and that's it. So I think a lot of people are really uncomfortable having those conversations, even with probably their own partners now. I mean, it's just one of those things. Everybody has to give off this perception that life's perfect. And I think 99.9% of us every day have something happen where you're laying in bed and you're thinking about it at night. And with that, it's nice to know that there's other people struggling with it and that there's different ways to attack it. Now, where you need to be protective and where I think that's what been a learning process for us is like having the conversations, but then a lot of times we've already had the decision-making point part of that discussion. So we're able to talk about it. But if it was something where, hey, we're still on the fence about this or we're talking about this topic, not allowing people to come in and affect our decision. We make the decision based on what's best for us and our family because everybody's different. We're all snowflakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's also been really fun just to like have a conversation with you.
Yeah, no, I think
we started this because you had a wild hair and a dream of doing something like this, and it evolved into your original plan into this. And I think
that's a good point. That's another place where Colin fucked me. We were going to do a talking dad stuff, a podcast about dads, just talking about dad stuff. And no, I mean, I'm very thankful it worked out the way it did because it's allowed. I mean, don't you think what do you think the overall effect on our marriage has been?
I think it's brought us closer.
I think so. Sometimes, I will be honest, sometimes it's created tension.
Absolutely. This is a lot of work.
Something we have to go through. Yeah.
And a lot of it I don't do.
Out of choice.
Yes. Sean does 99.9% of all of it.
I don't need any accolades of that nature. I will say. No,
I'm not giving that. Like, I'm not just saying that to say that. I'm just saying you do all of the work, the day behind the scenes stuff.
Well,
I really
besides
don't.
Colin.
I really just show up for filming and talking. I don't participate a lot in it. I should.
I will say for it being your idea and then pushing to do it, sometimes a little lack of participation is a little frustrating.
Yeah. But I also think at the end of the day, if we absolutely had to, we could work together.
We're doing it.
End in divorce.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're doing it now. I mean, I'll unfortunately sometimes blow my top about it. But I think you handle it very well.
I mean, we don't make money on this. This is literally just something you and I have started to do that we do to enjoy each other's company.
Right. But I'm going to be...
We prioritize this, and I think at the very least, it's being able to put each other on the priority list of the week, because we get very wrapped up in practices and kids and work and other responsibilities, and those things easily take out you and me time.
Yeah.
And this forces us to still make you and I a priority. And I think that's the best thing that's happened from this experience.
Yeah. What do you think the biggest thing like this project, season 1 of this project, has taught you so far, out of curiosity? And I'm curious. It's not even something that's on the paper. I'm just curious. Like, what is like your biggest takeaway or learning thing from this?
That's really hard.
Well, I can tell you, I was thinking about this. I've thought about it a lot, is that when we were a lot bigger, and for those of you who are listening for the first time, Emily and I, I was a couple 100 pounds heavier. Emily was close to that. We were both really overweight and very unhealthy. And it's just interesting what we do in a week. So here I was, essentially filing a complaint of like, hey, I'm doing all this for the podcast. And then you're kind of you're coming in, you're recording, which that's not necessarily fair. There's things you contribute to it. But it's just like the physical tasks. But I think what I've learned the most about this is how much you actually can do without actually like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. And we do all the kid stuff. We do all the family stuff. We do work, exercise, which has been an important part of everything we're doing. And then on top of it, the podcast. If you would have told almost 400-pound me 3-4 years ago that this is what a day to day would be like, where it's like, oh, hey, you're going to work and then you're going to work again on the podcast after work while taking the kids to school, while getting your son to the gym, then to football. Shout out Necco Raiders. Gym, then to football, and then getting back home, and then spend time with your father, doing dinner, and then going back to bed. And that's just what a day was. And you're just good with it. You can do that Monday through Friday, essentially. I would have said you're out of your mind, and no way. And so it gave me the idea that, number one, there's so much more we're capable of doing. And so if there is something we're passionate about or want to do that's what we perceive to be something extra, there's no reason to not be doing it. It's only you. Yeah. You're the only one preventing yourself from it. And if it's things like, hey, I don't have enough energy, then you need to start looking at how you can self-improve to accommodate for that. And leading from the front. That's the other big thing. I think that taking the initiative to do something like this big that most people are going to shit on. I mean, we've talked about it. I don't think there's really anybody we've talked to that we know that isn't like, with the exception, I mean, there's small population of people that are like, oh, this is great. This is a good idea. Most people, including family, you're going to be like, it's great you're doing this, but like, it's not for us and we don't really get it because you're going to be misunderstood, and that's fine. That's part of it. I mean, it's just one of those things you have to understand. But if you lead from the front and you do this, our kids are talking about doing a podcast. So, I mean, like, how many 10 and 11 year olds are talking about? Maybe there's more now because of the age we live in, but like doing entrepreneurial things. Mm-hmm. Something outside of just going and getting a job and making money for somebody else and getting a very, very small fraction of the return of that. That's something leading from the front. Getting out and exercising. Seamus and I today is going to be 171 days in a row of doing cardio and lifting, assuming we do it, which we're going to announce our Peloton top 20 here shortly. So stay tuned for that. But the ability to lead from the front and actually do the physical activity, show how it's beneficial, and then help them stay consistent with it. I think we're very successful with that for Seamus. We have to start getting successful with that for the girls. Otherwise, they're going to end up going through the same growing pains that we have. And God, I hope it doesn't take them till they're in their almost 40s to figure it out, or at least somewhat figure it out. But it's definitely a concern. Yeah. Yeah. So those are the kind of things I learned or picked up for like my big overall
like
ones.
if it's something you actually are interested in, like it's a choice to just commit and then do. When we first started it, we did get a lot of feedback of like, why would you add another thing to your plate? Like, you guys have so much going on. You guys are going through so much. You're doing so much. And it's like, why would you just add something else that seems so minute at the end of the day that doesn't seem like it's going to make a difference? Like, why are you wasting your time? Well, why not? Like, why not add something else that we possibly enjoy, that we have fun doing, that we look forward to doing? This isn't a chore per se. Like, I'm not saying that kids are and all that stuff. I'm saying that
there's a lot of parenting that is very task oriented.
Yeah, but this is something that's really just reserved for you and I. And I think whether it turns out to be something great and big, it would be wonderful. But regardless, I think we could be doing this for years, just you and me. And whoever listens, great. Whoever doesn't, that's fine too. Yep. It's just, this is us. This is our life, and we're going to break it down and we're going to reflect on it. We're going to go through it. And at the end of the day, if this is only just for you and me, and then maybe one day our kids to listen back to it and say, well, heck, mom and dad did this. And how cool is that? Like, it's not for anybody else, really.
Yeah. No,
we love the crew that follows us. Yeah. We love the people that are cheering for us.
And we want to make an impact to people that are likely, as all of us are going through things on a daily basis as individuals and as couples, married couples. And we want to be able to hopefully give you the sense that we're right there next to you.
We want to leave a positive footprint on the world. Yeah. And this is our way of doing that, besides our children.
Yeah. And I think the final thing that it's taught me, even though I'm not good yet about just being fully in it and being appreciative of the opportunity. Sometimes I bitch about it, but I do think I've learned that a husband's role, and I've talked to you about this before, like a husband role is truly that of service. So like the doing of things to take care of others, specifically focus of your family, is something I've learned from this show, just because of all the things that it entails doing, all the things that we have to do around it, and then taking care of our family on top of it. And then our dad, Papa Ron, we don't have the same dad, but Emily calls dad, which is awesome. But, all the things that we do, I mean, it's a life of service, and I'm not good yet about there's times where I lose my cool and I'm like, God, I'm doing all this fucking shit. And sometimes I think that's where we've talked about this a ton, right? It's like kind of figuring out what the natural roles are of a wife and a husband, but then also what the synthetic roles are because of whatever your environment is, whatever your job situation is, and then mirroring those together, the natural versus synthetic. And I think naturally, husbands most of us are people of service. I think at least, I can only go by you, but like, I think you're very supportive, and like, you fill in and do the things that need to be done. You know what I mean? And like, how do we mirror those together? But then how are we appreciative of those roles and not complaining about them? Because typically when something's your role, that means kind of nobody else is coming there to help you. You're just kind of manning that on yourself or womaning that on yourself. And, I think times it can be frustrating and not allowing it to, like, at least for me, not allowing it to get outside of that. But
yeah,
I don't know, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about you, and it's been a very overall appreciative experience. Now, I haven't always handled it like that, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think as far as, I actually only have I think from a social media perspective, I've only gotten this question once. So it's not like everybody's just clamoring to know if we're going to do another season, but what are your thoughts on season 2? And, what do you think off the top of your head? Because I mean, we haven't really strategically talked about this. We haven't even had a meeting with Colin yet. I mean, I know for what the plans are, but as far as like specifically what we want to really focus on this season, what are you thinking?
I mean, I do think we'll do a season 2.
Yep.
I kind of want to be a little bit more strategic about what we talk about.
Yeah.
And I do want to bring some more parenting in. I know that this is the marriage podcast, but
well, I mean, the parenting affects the marriage.
It
especially
really
when
does.
You decide to have the kids, it's a part of your marriage.
And like our kids are going into they're not going in. They are in. 2 out of our 3 are in the tween phase.
Oh yeah.
And I am not prepared for tween, teen, any of it. So
there's definitely been behavioral changes.
I would like to get more. Do we have to crew involvement in? Because we know you're listening. We know you care. We know you'll send us stuff, when we ask. But I would definitely like to get more involved with you guys and hear your thoughts and challenges and bring them more to the forefront. But yeah, I want to dive deeper. I feel like our marriage, we celebrate our 13th wedding anniversary. So our marriage is, completely evolved time and time again.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a whole new family cycle, if that makes sense. Like our whole family has evolved into something, into a new phase. And so I kind of want to dive into that with the crew.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think just the same thing with the show, right? If we're continuing to grow and evolve, that's the same thing we need to do with the show. So yeah, I would completely agree. I do think that there is some room for uniformity of, I think a lot of times, and especially you're doing the first season of podcast, there's topics that come up out of nowhere that are important. You know, we've done episodes on the cheating scandal that took place with that CEO at the Coldplay concert and his executive that she worked for him.
Yeah.
Things like that pop up. Then there's pop culture things, and there's political things, and it's just like, you know, you're trying to make sure you're talking about things while they do have an effect on marriage, while they do revolve around marriage, or you take that topic back to marriage or relationships. You know, you're trying to make sure you're talking about things that are relevant during the time. And I think at least I know for me, because a lot of times I'm the one organizing what we talk about. I can do a better job of like, you know, specifically like, hey, or are we touching something politically that's affecting marriages once a month? Are we talking about something from how do we improve being married couple? How do we improve being some sort of improvement? Then, you know, there's great times to do things where even though it's not directly related to this is how you can save your marriage, blah, 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 you know, kind of bullshit, because that's what it is. It's bullshit.
I mean, we're not
that's why we really talk about our own experiences and don't tell people what to do. It's because if somebody's telling you how to do something, I mean, I just find a lot of that stuff to be bullshit. There's experts out there, so it's important to get the information. Experts. But if you're just a talking head like we are, all we can do is go off our own experience, what's worked, what hasn't worked, what's been bad, right? What's been good. But we also like to talk, there's things we like to do to grow our relationship, you know, and there's fun things we can talk about, pop culture topics, Taylor Swift, things that have been important in movies, 90s nostalgia, things that have been important in our lives. And there's plenty of people out there that appreciated the time they grew up in.
Yeah. So
there's things like that too. So I think that when you do start listening to season 2, you'll see a more succinct, hey, I can expect these types of topics on a consistent basis. And I think that's the direction we're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite call-in moment? Favorite moment, you know, Colin's never actually been on the show. No. That eventually will change one day. I'm very confident about that. But what is your favorite moment that we've discussed Colin, our executive producer on the show? He's got a very infamous vibe.
I gave him a zinger, and I didn't realize that I did, but apparently I gave him a zinger, and he was like, I thought you were on my side.
What was that?
It was something to do with the lawn mowing thing. Okay, the forest. I talked about his forest.
Oh, yeah, because yes.
I talked about
Colin's
his forest.
Done very well for himself. He lives in a very nice neighborhood, has a very nice home with a very large yard that backs up to a forest that he may or may not own and may or may not charge taxes to the people that live in it. He gets very self-conscious about that. And I like to talk about it as much as possible. Emily typically is very good about being pro-Colin when I'm giving Colin a hard time. I am pro-Colin. But every once in a while, she'll just kind of take that bus and run right over.
I did. I overstepped, and he goes. I expected it from Sean, but I never expected it from you. That's exactly what he said, and I was like, oh.
It's the most Colin statement I've ever heard. What? I expected it from Sean, but I didn't expect it from you. That tracks. That absolutely tracks. Yeah. And you guys, there's plenty of shenanigans. We talk positively for the most part, but there's also times where, you know, Uncle Colin gets a little outside of himself and he needs to be, you know, it needs to be discussed on the show. We frequently do that. My favorite is the episode where, you know, of course, and I highly recommend you watch it, youtube.com/@newbieaftermarriage podcast. You're going to want to watch the video of this, where I gave my full formal written apology to Colin for sometimes spreading false information about how he treats us as an executive producer and as a member of our family.
It's so ridiculous.
So highly recommend you get out there and you catch that episode. I wish I would have remembered what episode it was, but if you listen to him, you watch him, you'll know when it happens, especially if you're watching it. It's very powerful and very moving. And I think Colin would agree that it may be the best apology in the history of journalism.
I don't think you would.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
But hey, you know, guys, moving on to season 2, we've got some fun things coming up. So I can tell you at least specifically now, we're going to be, as I was just mentioning, you know, kind of the fun realm of things. We're up against Halloween. Emily and I are talking with Colin. We may be changing locations, and by location meaning go from our wonderful dining room to the living room and get a little bit more comfortable with the Do We Have To crew and do a watch along of a classic horror movie. We'll be announcing later this week on social media what movie we'll be watching. It'll be available. A watch along essentially, and this is a very regular thing podcasts do, but a watch along essentially will be, we'll get on, we're going to go and we're going to watch and comment through an entire film. This will just be for Emily. This will just be like going to the movies with me on date night. Because I don't shut the fuck up during a movie. I love to talk about movies.
God,
I'm that guy. I'm so sorry. But it does serve a purpose, though, because we can do a commentary on it. And so essentially, you know, we'll together, anybody who's listening, we'll push play at the same time and we'll watch a movie together. With it being released on Halloween, we're going to be doing a classic film. I'm targeting right now, and do we have to, crew? Feel free to interject or anything, but I'm thinking Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and the reason is there's some relationship aspects to that.
There is
or the
zero
eventual
relationship.
courtship. No, there's a courtship that starts taking place that leads into the next film where we're in the process of, or they got engaged in the movie following. So there is a courtship that's happening. There's relationships, there's family, there's parenting, there's all kinds of things that revolve around a marriage while Freddie is motherfucking slicing and dicing. And it is one of those movies where Emily doesn't like horror movies. So I don't want to, my goal is not to scare the shit out of her. This is definitely one, even though it was the highest grossing Nightmare on Elm Street from a theatrical performance perspective, it's definitely when Freddy Krueger became a pop culture icon, and they were definitely doing some more slapsticky types of things and more like general audience type of reaction type of stuff. So it's, in my opinion, it's not near as dark as like going back to the first one.
I don't want to go to any of them.
I know, but we're going to do it, and we're going to release it on Halloween. Then we're going to get back to jumping into Life of a Showgirl. I'll make sure the thumbnail doesn't have fucking Taylor Swift's album on it this time. Good God. Couldn't advertise anything about our episode from last week, but we did do the initial, reception of the album, talked about what our community did for Taylor Swift's release, as well as we, discussed the first 3 songs, and we're going to continue breaking down that album. So we're going to then, do a series, finishing up the rest of the album, maybe in a 3-parter. Since it's 12 songs, we've done 3. I think 3 is a good shot. Yeah. And then from there, we'll continue to announce what we're going to be doing. As Emily said, we're going to be talking about parenting. We need to really get into our weight loss story. We haven't really done that. And then
we've had a lot of questions about it.
Absolutely. Get into our weight loss story and talk about what the process of gastric bypass surgery is. What's been the process of taking GLPs? What are the things that we've been doing on top of working out every single day that we're doing to sacrifice and be as healthy as possible and do that lead from the front for our kids. Right. Yeah. Continue to listen to us. We greatly appreciate everybody that Do We Have to Crew and everybody who's given us a shot and listened to us. And speaking of our health journey, this is where we're going to transition it, and we're going to talk about our Peloton team. Right? Yeah, sure. So Emily, tell us a little bit about our Peloton team.
You can follow us on Peloton at Do We Have to. Sean is at Do We Have to Pod Casey. I'm Emily _in_ Casey.
That's our individual usernames, and then our team is
Do We Have to Crew.
That's right.
Follow us. We do challenges every week. We announce the top 20.
Peloton did something weird. There was only 19 listed for time this time. So that was interesting, but there was only 19 folks listed.
Oh, on the challenge.
And it's not that they joined the challenge. This is just general. Here's everybody who's been working out for some reason. I don't know if it's a glitch on the app or whatever, but there's only 19 listed. Unless we're all just, the other 70 of us are just, or 80 of us. Yeah, it'd be 80. Yeah. By the way, we're at 99. So you could be the 100th member of the Do We Have to crew. All you have to do is go to Peloton. You don't need a bike or anything. You don't need the equipment. They track you running. They track you lifting, the time. Based on your height and weight, they tell you how much calories you're burning, and they track the amount of time and everything you're working out. It's an awesome thing. And again, we do the top 20, and what we've been doing is we announce where the top 20 is. It ends on Sunday, but we do like to give a midweek update on where everybody's at to hopefully motivate everybody to get back out there in the gym and get into that top 10. Yeah. All right. So
Go for it.
First place, continuing. She's on a 3 or 4 week streak now at this point. Out of Birmingham, UK, Brown Eyes, 19, 7 hours, 36 minutes. Our wonderful international Do We Have To crew. Barbie Gal, KC Mo, 5 hours, 15 minutes. Stacy Osterthan, Missouri, 4 hours and 23 minutes. Peladonna Sorass, KC, 4 hours, 19 minutes. At number 5, Do We Have To Pod KC, out of KC, obviously, 3 hours and 49 minutes. Number 6, Michaela Bryn, KC, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Number 7, Rock Chalk Stelts, Kansas, 2 hours, 57 minutes. Rich Tokheim, out of Omaha, Nebraska, 2 hours and 52 minutes. And number 8, number 9, Krabby Cakes KC, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Number 10, Not a Runner Katie, Iowa raised. She's lives in Kansas. She's a teacher. Shout out to all the teachers. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Number 11, Kelsey Lifts out of Garwood, Texas. 2 hours and 19 minutes. Number 12, Raising Cane out of Maryville, Mo. 2 hours and 11 minutes. 13, Penny F out of Toronto, Canada. Congratulations on your World Series appearance now for the Toronto Blue Jays. She's at exactly 2 hours. Number 14, one of my favorite bosses of all time, Alex_runs out of Lee Summit, Mo. At 1 hour and 53 minutes. Fit Queen Lisa out of Overland Park, Kansas. The fancy part of Kansas, 1 hour and 52 minutes. Shanna Banana Can, 1 hour and 50 minutes. KC Lama out of KC, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Vito 63, a classic Do We Have To crew member out of Mississippi, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Shan Rob 34, KC, 1 hour and 36 minutes.
Nice.
You get on there, Emily. You'll get there.
Well, I was on there last week and then I got kicked off.
Hey, you still got half the week to jump on that leaderboard, and I still got half the week
I'm
to get up
just
further.
Under that last time.
I know.
Barely. I'm at like 1 hour, 20 minutes or something like that.
I've never gotten first place. I've gotten second a couple of times, but I've never gotten first. So that's my goal.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can follow us on our socials at dowehavto.com. That's our website. Instagram, Facebook, and Threads is at do.we.have.to. I love that one. I don't know why. Anyways, on Twitter is at Do We Have To Pod. TikTok is at Do We Have To A Marriage Pod. And of course, you can watch us here on YouTube at Do We Have To A Marriage Podcast.
And to all the Do We Have To crew, thank you so much for tuning in this entire season. All of our footage, again, as Emily just mentioned, is available on YouTube and all podcast apps. Go out and give us a listen. Get caught up before season 2 starts. Plan for season 2, episode 1 to be out on October 31st. So happy Halloween, everybody. Emily, final thoughts on today's show and any advice that you'd like to give the Do We Have To crew?
Be kind. Learn something.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute honor to do this with you, my love, my beautiful Rosebud, and I'm looking forward to doing season 2 with you. For all of those out there who have ideas or have things or just feel like something's missing, there's never a time where you can't start. Just do it. And I'm telling you, good things will happen. And when you go out there and you start doing it, don't be an asshole.
I love you, Tom.
Love you, Rosebud.
Bye.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my club.